So hi, welcome to the Pancreas Stone Center at the Sir H.N. Reliance Foundation Hospital in Mumbai. Actually, my first exposure to pancreatic stones and chronic pancreatitis predominantly was when I was in my training with Professor Nip Sohendra at the University Hospital of Hamburg in the late 1980s. And I was alarmed to see the number of patients of chronic pancreatitis, pancreatic strictures, pancreatic stones, which were being treated by endotherapy in that center. And very soon we realized that pancreatic stone endotherapy is not so simple, and shockwave lithotripsy became the cornerstone of therapy. In fact, this is the lesson which I learned with Professor Nip Sohendra. After my training there, when I came back to India in early 1990s, I was completely struck with the volume of chronic pancreatic patients in our country. And I am quite sure many of you know that the incidence of chronic pancreatitis and pancreatic stones is extremely common in our country. In fact, in some states of the country, it is now almost thought to be in endemic proportions. And very soon, as my ERCP practice started developing, we started seeing more and more patients of pancreatic stones. And the greatest lacuna, the greatest difficulty we had was being able to take out these stones non-surgically, endoscopically, because we had a big problem of how to pulverize them. We did not have suitable shockwave lithotripsy machines. It was in 1998, that is around 25 years back, that we launched India's first ESWL machine in Mumbai in our center. And since then we started treating patients of pancreatic stones. Over the last 25 years, we treated many patients of pancreatic stones by shooting them first, pulverizing them and doing endoscopic therapy. Fortunately, most of these patients had dilated ducts, radio-opaque stones, so they could be pulverized. However, we did find that certain percentage of the stones were very hard and they just could not be crushed irrespective of a good ESWL regime. And then that was the time, this particular lacuna which was there in treating pancreatic stones, it was always in my mind that we need to improve upon technology and we need to do something better. Well, the things changed when I came over here, and with the launch of this new Pancreatic Stone Center, what we have done is we have now two state-of-the-art machines which are almost like the first installation in the world or the first in Asia. We have got the Dornier Delta 3 Pro shockwave lithotripsy machine and also the thulium laser machine. So because of this, now that we can treat pancreatic stones very effectively, we can pulverize them, dust them, and in case some stones do not respond to shockwave lithotripsy, we can perform a pancreaticoscopy guided intraductal laser by using the thulium laser. So I am quite sure that because of this addition and with this dedicated Pancreas Stone Center which we have launched at the Sir H.N. Reliance Foundation Hospital, it is going to be a tremendous boon for patients of chronic pancreatitis and pancreatic stones which are seen so commonly in our country. So now I am going to describe to you some technical features of the ESWL machine as well as the thulium laser. Now, as far as the ESWL machine is concerned, it is one of the best in the world and is the first installation in Asia. And the main component of this machine is the electromagnetic shock wave emitter, that is this one. Now you see here the electromagnetic waves are generated by this machine, and this is a special 180 MZ which is there in this machine, by which the shock waves are generated and then they are coordinated with the X-ray machine. And with this X-ray machine, once the coordination is done, a very small focal point of 5 millimeters is reached, so that the shock waves reach exactly to the stone. So the localization of the stone is done by this flat panel X-ray detector. Now the main advantage is it has got a more than 20% enhanced wide angle, and there is a much clearer and a sharper image of the X-ray. And what is important is this has got an OptiVision type of a capability where it enhances the image and it negates the optical side effects which are there in this machine or because of the X-ray. And what is important here is both this, because it is combined together, it is isocentric, and that is exactly the reason why with the combination effect the focal point of the shock waves is around 3 to 5 millimeters, which is very, very narrow. And all this can be controlled with one unified hand control which the operator can operate upon. Now as far as our laser machine is concerned, if you see here, this is the thulium laser, And in the thulium laser, the main advantages of the thulium laser over the holmium lag laser is, number one, it is 2 times faster fragmentation, 4 times better dusting, third is a 4 times more volume of dust, as well as the smaller fragments of the dust, that is 0.3 mm fragment dusting happens of the stone. And finally, if you were to see the retropulsion which happens, that means when you are doing the laser, the stone moves to and fro. So with this, there is a 4 times lesser retropulsion as we see in the holmium laser. Now what happens is, in the thulium laser, there are multiple diode lasers which are actually emitting photons, and these photons are sent at a wavelength of 1940 nanometers. It is a very high wavelength, and these photons travel through a laser fiber, and this laser fiber is very thin, it is long, and the core of the laser fiber is doped with thulium ions. So when the photons are traveling through the laser fiber, these thulium ions get excited, and that creates a shock wave at the tip, and this has got a much better 4 or 5 times more better absorption in the water, and that is the reason why this laser works better in fragmentation and dusting even of very hard stones. So therefore, as you can see, with both these two machines, even if you have very hard stones in the pancreas which are impacted or which cannot be even broken by ESWL sometimes, the thulium laser works, but this ESWL machine, which is Dornier Delta 3 Pro, is the most superior quality ESWL machine for pancreatic stones. So this has become a great boon for us to treat pancreatic stones, especially in our country where this disease is extremely common. So the Sir H.N. Reliance Foundation Hospital actually began around 100 years back as the Sir Harkishan Das Narottam Das Hospital and Research Center in 1918, and it was 10 years back that this H.N. Hospital metamorphosed into Sir H.N. Reliance Hospital, which is actually a 345 bedded, technologically advanced, multi-speciality tertiary care center. And I am very pleased that today we have launched the Pancreas Stone Center at this hospital with very advanced technologies, first of its kind in Asia, some first of its kind in the world, like the thulium laser, that is the ESWL with the Dornier Delta 3 Pro machine, and the thulium laser from the EMS company. Well, because of these two technologies now, and using proper traditional and usual judicious protocol of patient selection, it has now become relatively easy to treat patients of pancreatic stones, which we see so commonly in our country. So once again, I welcome you for the inauguration of the Pancreas Stone Center at the Sir H.N. Reliance Foundation Hospital, and I welcome you to the future of GI healthcare.